Hello. I was muted. As this is I'm using OBS, not Streamlabs OBS. The fuck is this? Oh, is that cookies? It is cookies. I'm using OBS instead of Streamlabs OBS, so my audio might be fuckled again. Why am I on YouTube? I don't know. Figured I'd try a thing. Bro, what is up with this delay? Huh. Interesting. Oh well. I'm here to talk about cool new magic cards. Alright. Aetherdrift is coming around the corner when it comes. It be coming around the corner when it comes. Yeah, so we have what, Speed Racer? Is that what it is? Speed Racer, Wacky Racers, I think is the Hanna-Barbera one. Wacky Racers, something like that. I think it is. I could be wrong. Like Dick Dastardly. I'm old. I'm showing my age. Dick Dastardly. Dude, hell yeah, dude. Dick Dastardly. I am indeed alive. Big shout out to Dick Dastardly. What was it called? Wacky Racing. Or Wacky Races. Okay, sure. Hell yeah, I'm old. Alright, anyway. So talk about the sets. I have not looked at damn near anything in this set. So also way over to the freaking left or right or whatever. I don't know if I don't fucking know. Anyway. Alright, Pop Quiz, new mechanic most. How old is this meme? Nobody says bussin' anymore. Wizards, what are you doing? Stop trying to be hip and cool. You're not. What? We just started and I'm already cringing out of my mind. I'm so disappointed. Star Engine, if you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life. Max speed is 4. Okay. So this is just a threshold mechanic. Okay. Sure, this incentivizes you to do things. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. You're bound by some rules and regs. Once your speed is 4, you've achieved max speed. Your speed can't go any higher. You don't always need max speed to benefit from cards. Plenty of cards will reference your current speed. Sure. Sure. Exhaust. Winning is everything, and sometimes you have to... exhaust abilities are activated, but only once. Sure, this essentially is just fixed monstrous. So, this will just technically be easier to track. Monstrous had, like, the weird issue where, like, it can have one... I just hit my guitar. It can have 1/1 counters on it, but it wouldn't be monstrous. And something can be monstrous and have its 1/1 counters removed, but it's still monstrous. So this is I think their attempt at fixing that. Sure. Also just fix not all of them involve 1/1 counters. Few of them aren't even on creatures. Easy to remember that they've been activated though, whether that's putting counter permanent or creating a tricked out token. That's stupid. It leaves battlefield that returns. It's a new object. Yep. Yep. Sure. That's fine. Vehicles are back. Cool. Vehicles are vehicles. I don't think I care. Yeah. Exhaust is basically just this card starts with counters on it, then remove them to activate an ability, but harder to remember. Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, I guess the difference, right, is that they want, like, if it had counters on it, then, like, you could proliferate those counters. Like, you could do stuff with the counters. So it is technically still different there, but yeah, I'm inclined to agree generally. Vehicles are back. Woo! Mounts are back. Woo! Look for pilot creatures. Okay, pilots are also back. Woo! Under their steady hands, your vehicles and mounts. Wait, have pilots always helped mounts? No, because pilots came first. Crew vehicles and saddle mounts as if their power 2 greater. Right, pilots. There are other interactions, but it feels like a lot of their new mechanics are just not great for paper, but strangely perfectly fine for digital. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree. Cycling's back. Cool. Alright. That's all the Garbo. We can actually get into the cards. Shut up. There we go. Alright, Lifecraft Engine, 3 mana, 4/4 artifact vehicle. As this thing enters, choose a creature type. Vehicles you control are the chosen creature type in addition to other types. Excuse me, vehicle creatures you control. Each creature you control of the chosen type, other than this vehicle, gets +1/+1, crew 3. Okay, so this is a lord that you can use as just like a weird, like, background lord. So it's just like, you don't have to turn it into a creature. It can just be kind of a bad... I don't remember the name of it, but it's a 3-mana artifact that gives your choose a creature type, you give +1/+1, and then I think you can look at the top like 3 or something like that. I don't remember. Regardless, I don't understand the yellow. It looks garish. I don't. Seems fine, I guess. I'm not in love with it. Yeah, this is one of those cards that I just straight up just don't care about. Avishkar Raceway. Stage 1. The winding streets of Girapur. Whoop-de-doo. Alright, land. We got cool land. Start your engines. If you have no speed, it starts at 1. Increase it 1 to blah, blah, blah. Normal, colorless land. Once you get to max speed, you can discard a card and draw a card. This notably isn't a... like a sorcery. Like, there's no restriction on this. It's not like a sorcery. Like, if you could untap this, you can also do it multiple times per turn. It starts your engine... I guess it's fine. I'd have to see I have to look at the other raceways to see if any of them are, like, particularly better than this, but this just seems kind of okay. If you're playing, like, 2 colors unlimited, you can probably afford 1 or 2 of these, depending on your pip requirements. Night Market. This land intercept. As it enters, choose a color. Add a mana of the chosen color. Cycling for 3. Okay. I mean, it's common mana fixing. It's has cycling like the tri-lands. I kind of would have liked if this had cycling 2 instead of cycling 3, but that might have been too good and limited. And it's like it always take, and when it's like this, it might not be an always take. It might be better to get a different common land. Amonkhet Raceway. So this one is uncommon. I'm pretty sure the other one was common. The Sands and Waters of Amonkhet. I see mana fixing and draw fixing good enough for me as an uncommon. That was a common, I think. Yeah, it's common. Dark creature gains haste until insert. I like this a lot more than the other one. Haste is a really good ability, especially since it's free. Like, you're literally just like, it's a land that early on is just a land, whatever. Once you get to that max speed, it just makes it so much harder for your opponent in limited to like do like racing math. Haha, racing. Like, it's gonna be hard for them to know, like, what am I able to attack with here? Knowing that my opponent could theoretically just play something and immediately give it haste, right? I think this is a very strong land. It depends a lot of course, on how bad a colorless land would be. This is an uncommon instead of common, so the chances of finding it are a little bit different. Interesting. There will be story spoilers in this, but I don't think that matters. Muruganda Raceway is a rare. Uh-oh. Ancient Tomb. No, it still has the Starshare engines, whatever. It's max speed, those, tap add 2. Increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life. So it's going to take 3 turns. So if I play this, right, I'm at 1. If I deal damage to my opponent the turn I play this, it goes to 2. So that's 1 turn, right? The next turn, I hit my opponent, goes to 3. The next turn I hit my opponent, goes to 4. Right? So it's 3 total turns. That's if you play this on 1, you can have the additional mana on turn 4. It becomes worse the longer the game goes on, obviously. This one I think is actually just not as good as the haste one in limited. I would almost always pick the haste one, the Amonkhet one, over this one in limited, because in a top deck situation, I would still rather have the chance. Like, if I'm top decking, right, I likely have enough mana, so I'd rather have the chance of getting to a point where my top deck becomes insane because I can haste, than being able to have 1 more mana. This, I assume, is more meant for the constructed format for standard. Van Wext. I'm calling him Van Wext because I don't know how to pronounce that name. Verbose Host. Racers, Starter Engines. Yeah, that's not very verbose, just saying. Anyway, it's a 1 in a blue legendary homunculus to 0/4 with Starter Engines. Cool. You have no maximum hand size. Cool. Max speed. If you would draw a card, draw 2 cards instead. Cool. The way draw works. So let's say you have a actually, I wonder if it'll show. Did it? Divination? It doesn't. So the way draw works is it's 2 separate instances. So like if I have 2 cards with Dredge in my graveyard, Divination says draw 2 cards. What it's really saying is draw a card, draw a card. So the first draw instance I can replace with a Dredge. And the second draw instance I can replace with a Dredge. So because this is a replacement effect, you can do the same here. Notably, you can't replacement effect something that's like within that replacement effect, right? So it's still technically the thing. And then I think there's a rule in Magic, and I don't know for sure, but I think there's a rule like if I somehow had 2 of these, I'm pretty sure they don't go infinite, but I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. Pre-ordering for a lot for some reason. Maximum hand size, max speed. I mean, the thing is, right, like, it's a 0/4, and you still have to deal damage to them on your turn specifically. So I have no idea. Mendicant Core Guidelight. Okay, Tau. White, blue, for a star 3 legendary artifact creature robot. Its power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. We've seen those before, so at minimum, as long as it's an artifact, it's a 1/3. Start your engines, cool. If you're on max speed, whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 1. If you do, copy it. That seems pretty damn good. Yeah, so because it's an artifact, it'll always at least have that 1 power. As long as it's an artifact. So it can, like, do the engine, the speed increase by itself. And getting to this, I think it's pretty dang strong. When you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 1. Yeah, I mean, it makes it so, like, it's harder for your opponent to, like it's harder for a control opponent to counter you well because of the fact that you can just, like, all right, cool. This is on cast. I get to tap a generic for it. Eat it. Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable. What are your eyes? This motherfucker looks like... God damn it! It's a stupid robot from like an 80s movie or something. It's like something 5. I don't remember exactly, but punk ass 80s robot. Hey, look, the weirdest card in the set. It's the Aether Spark, a legendary artifact planeswalker equipment. This is weird. This is weird because Karn is not an artifact planeswalker. And they've stated the reason that Karn is not an artifact planeswalker is because the planeswalker, like, supersedes his artifactness. I understand that the entire point of this is that this is a spark within something that can bestow the spark onto something. It's still very weird to me. Anyway. It's a 4 mana, 4 loyalty. As long as it's attached to a creature, the Aether Spark can't be attacked and has whenever equipped creature deals combat damage during your turn, put that many loyalty counters on the Aether Spark. +1. Attach it to up to 1 target creature you control, put a 1/1 counter on that creature. Okay. Yeah. Notably, you are able to attach something to something you already have, I think. Or can you? Ugh, I have to look up the equip rules. Okay. Sorcerer speed. Code. Abilities for the restrict creatures, permanent multiple. Okay, that did not help me. I'm just seeing combo potential. The reason I'm not sure is because Nadu. I don't remember if you can just have Nadu. What the fuck? What the fucking fuck ass shit does this say? Attach to target creature you control. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can. Play it, equip it without using its first ability, swing in, second main game. Oh, right. This is just an equipment. What is it? Sigarda's... Sigarda... Aid? Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it to our creature control. Okay. Yeah, that, yep. Have Sigarda's Aid. Flash in the Aether Spark. Like, attack. Your creature's not blocked. Flash that shit in. Deal some fucking damage. Yeah, no, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I mean, the thing is, even if it's not getting, because you have to get 6. You have to, like, hit for 6 damage. Like, even if you're not hitting for 6 damage, like, hitting for even just, like, 2, right? Means that you can draw 2 cards without losing the Aether Spark. Excuse me. And since it would be equipped, it can't be attacked. No, I like that. All right. It's kind of cool. I'm liking it. More serialized cards, but I don't have to care about them, so I won't. Guidelight Pathmaker. 4 white-blue for a 6/5 vehicle with Vigilance and Crew 2. When this vehicle enters, you may search your library for an artifact card and reveal it. Put it into the battlefield if its mana cost is 2 or less. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Uncommon? This is uncommon? Six mana, 6/5, Vigilance, Crew 2. Crew 2 is pretty nice. When it enters, search library for an artifact card, reveal it, put on the battlefield if its mana value is 2 or less. That feels not terrible in the, what I assume is going to be the white-blue vehicle deck. Just based on the other, the legendary vehicle that we saw, that which notably costs 2 mana. Yeah, this does seem pretty reasonable as one of the top end in that vehicle deck. Because if nothing else, it does draw you a card. Limited tutor go burr, yeah. Winter, Curse Rider. I don't remember what happened to Winter in the story because I didn't finish the story. Anyway, Winter. Blue-black for a 3/2 human warlock with ward, pay 2 life, artifacts. Oh yeah, I guess this would be like an artifact set. Artifacts you control have ward, pay 2 life. Alright, sure. Exhaust, 2 blue-black, tap, exile X artifact cards from your graveyard. Each other non-artifact creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. Notably, it has to say other or else he kills himself because he's not an artifact. I mean, exile X. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has no restriction on like speed, so like you can do this at instant speed. So like, that's fine, I guess. 2 and a 3/2 with ward. For what it's worth, ward of paying life is way easier to deal with than ward. Like, since this is a 2 mana, like if this were ward 1, I'd hate it more. I would rather lose 2 life and kill this than like be delayed by an entire turn because it means they can potentially do some bullcrap. The exhaust effect. Have fun remembering if you use it or not in a longer game. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think, like, if you're at a competitive REL, like, the only way you can... Wizards isn't super stupid, right? Like, they're gonna print the little... They're gonna print tokens for exhaust, right? If they don't, they're assholes, frankly. Like... Yeah, no, I like at the bare minimum, if Wizards doesn't print fucking exhaust tokens, I'm gonna be upset. But yeah, no, I generally agree. The main thing is like this is such a big effect that like you shouldn't have an issue remembering. Like if it were a smaller effect, I think it'd be fine. But like, eh. The last ride. Okay. The last ride. Single black for a legendary vehicle. It's a 13/13 with crew 2. Last ride gets -X, where X is your life total. Pay 2 in a black, pay 2 life, draw a card. Notably, you can do that as much as you have mana for it. It's not limited to once per turn. This is Death Shadow, but a vehicle. Crew 2, we're seeing a lot of low crew costs right now. And I do wonder if Wizards just like wants vehicles to be a little bit more viable. I'm not entirely sure. I assume that most people can't remember if they untap their lands each turn if you don't actively remind them. That's fair. I wonder if there's a way to make use of this card without ever caring about it turning into a creature. I'm not sure that there is. Notably, if your life is a 13 or above, if you crew this, it just goes. I mean, like, it does come with a... It's an expensive draw, but it's still a draw. Eh, sure. It's kind of cool. Alright, that's pretty sick. Not gonna lie, it's pretty sick. At worst, last ride is basically a side grade to Argyl's Blood Feast. So I like it. Yeah, that's fair. It's loot! Alright, this loot, I will admit, looks cuter than the other loot that we had. So I will accept this. Loot the Pathfinder. 2 green, blue, red for a legendary creature Beast Noble. It is a 2/4 with double strike, vigilance, and haste. Those are very weird keywords for something that's in Teamer. What the double strike, vigilance, and haste? I guess blue is vigilance. The green is haste, and the red is double strike? Okay. Exhaust. Pay a green and tap it. Add 3 mana of any one color. Exhaust. This bitch just casts Dark Ritual for black, by the way. Ancestral. And Lightning Bolt. What the fuck is this? Well, green is secondary in haste, I think. And red is... I think it shares primary with black, or with white for double strike. So that's why I went with that. Regardless, I want to like the card. Alright, the exhaust blue, tap, draw 3 cards. Exhaust red, tap, deal 3 damage to any target. So it literally Dark Rituals, Ancestral Recalls, and Lightning Bolt something. Why the fuck? I don't understand. Yeah, I just straight up don't like this card. But I don't like it because I think it's like too strong or anything, and I don't dislike it because like the character. I dislike it for like Melvin reasons. Like the card just doesn't feel correct with like the color combination and what it does. Come on, Wizards. I mean, yeah. No, I definitely agree. That's also a bit of an issue here, but Yeah, I don't like this at all. I understand that like they put vigilance in here so you can use its abilities. Cool, whatever, that's fine. They have haste so you can use its abilities. Sure, whatever, that's fine. Double strike? Like, double strike doesn't necessarily make it like too strong. Honestly, like dead ass, I would have much preferred if the card had trample and instead of dark ritual, it was just giant growth. Because then it's, you know, giant growth, ancestral, lightning bolt. Like those are the 1 mana things from alpha. Like, okay. I forget, they're called something together, but I don't remember what they're called. It's like fucking healing salve. This is the other one. Imagine if this card instead had 3 different evoke effects if you paid the extra color instead of them being exhaust effects. The issue, like, again, like, the issue with that is the timing differences, things like that. Like, could they have done this more elegantly? Possibly. I personally don't know how they could accomplish what I assume their goal is, while still getting, still getting it within the text box. I don't know. That said, I hate the double strike on this card, and I hate the dark ritual but green on this card. Trample, like double strike. The thing is, right? Double strike means it can technically deal damage as a 4/4, but like otherwise, it's just kind of weird on this card. I guess trample would be weird on it too. Like vigilance and haste, I can understand. This thing is tiny, so sure, it goes fast. The thing has giant fucking eyes, so sure, it's vigilant. That's fine. It really is just the double strike. Like, I don't get it. It didn't need, this is one of the issues, right? Is like this card has double strike. I'm almost certain this card did not start with double strike. Someone at some point was like I think Vigilant Haste, like, this definitely was just on this card. Like, I feel like somebody along the line was like, oh, it's weird that this thing is just, it's 3 colors, and we have 3 exhaust abilities, but it only has 2, keywords. And someone was like, I guess we'll just give it another one. Which one, like, works? They're like, double strike. Because, like, it obviously doesn't fly. It'd be weird to have reach. Trample doesn't make a ton of sense either. But neither does double strike. Like, that's the issue. Like, I don't know, man. Fucking Skulk. I mean, obviously that doesn't make sense either. But, like, sure. To be more clear, coming from Slated Spire, exhaust would make sense if it was instead cast this card for its exhaust cost, and then it gets exiled. Which better than double strike. Fight me. Do you mean makes more sense on this card, or better in general? Kind of. Also, you're not joining all that late. I do not know how long. It's been 40 minutes. We've talked about like 6 cards, 7 cards, something like that. So yeah, exhaust you can only activate once. It's like exert plus monstrous. It's weird. But yeah, I just don't like the fact that this card has double strike, and I don't like that this is dark ritual. Like I don't think it's overly strong. I just don't. Honestly, I agree. I still think it'd be weird, but this should just not be here. Like, it should just have vigilance and haste. Like, Wizards. So this, I forgot to say this. Like, Wizards has this weird like infatuation with like making sure that they don't do like a Grizzlebrand again, because Grizzlebrand costs 8, but everything else on it is like 7. Fuck that. Like, this card shouldn't have double strike. It should just have vigilance and haste. The card just doesn't. The double strike, I doubt is going to add to the power level of this card all that much. And it doesn't take away from the character. Like, why does this thing have double strike? Like, why? Because it scratches you? Like, I don't get it. It doesn't. This is a legendary creature. I need to understand why it can do what it does. And I don't. Again, with vigilance and haste, I can kind of get it. It's small things, scurry, whatever. Vigilance, big fucking eyes. Sure. Absolutely. Also, I think it, like, sees things that other people don't. Sure, whatever. It doesn't need any keywords at all. Even just having 3 exhaust effects is already complex enough. Not to mention that there are kind of good effects too. I think it's fine. It's a mythic. I think the complexity here is absolutely fine. In fact, I like that it has the mechanic. It has the keywords because of the fact that it's mythic. Because it leads to more complex gameplay, right? You can decide, right? I want to attack. I guess the double strike kind of works with the red ability then, right? Because you can attack if your opponent blocks with something that's like an X5, like a 4/5 for example, then like loot would die. But in this situation, you can attack and you have that red you can hold up to first strike damage before normal combat damage. You bolt it so that your loot survives. Their creature doesn't, right? So like I can understand that. My big issue is just like the fucking giant growth. This doesn't need to be here. I mean, technically, it doesn't have to be giant growth. Like this is a green effect at this point, but still meh. Yeah. Okay, that's actually legitimately adorable. Oh my god, it's sparkly. No, that's fine. It's adorable. Apocalypse Runner. 2 black-red for a 6/5 vehicle with crew 3. Tap, target creature you control with power 2 or less gains lifelink until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Interesting. Okay. So you can play this on 4. And you can make it so one of your dork losers that came down on 2 or 3 can get through and gains you some life. Notably, it's not a creature as long as it's not crewed. So you can do this till the turn it comes out. Just because it says can't be blocked this turn doesn't mean you're forced to use it on your turn. You can use this defensively. Be like, hey, I'm able to give my little 2x dork lifelink. Fuck you, don't attack me. Yeah, it's fine. This is one of them cards I'd just call fine. Gotta go faster. That's no good. Oh yeah, easy speed trigger. Helps you get through. Far Fortune End Boss. You are hideous. Looks like the war rig. Yeah, this is supposed to be so I think one of the reasons that Wizards likely decided to do something like this is that it allows them to utilize worlds that they don't think that they can flesh out completely, right? My guess is that a decent number of people want a Mad Max world, but Wizards may not be able to, at least as of right now, fully flesh out that type of world, like a Fallout-esque world. And so they might be like, okay, we have a race. This is a good place to include a little bit of that, so that the people who like that are at least able to get something there, right? And I think that's the same reason we have Muraganda in here, is because Muraganda as a set, like, one of the themes of it is like just big dudes with just big vanilla dudes. It's not the easiest thing to build a set around that, so I think if that is their reasoning, I think this is a pretty good decision, because it does allow them to get a little bit of not only does it allow them to get like stuff out that they don't think they can flesh out now, but it also allows them to test out those different worlds. Like, okay, this was so loved in this Aetherdrift set that it really incentivizes us to try to push through the potential like flavor difficulties of fleshing out a world with this, because it's very obviously going to sell well, right? So I think if that is their thing, it makes sense. I think it's decent. Yeah. Anyway, Far Fortune, 2 black-red for a 4/5 human mercenary with starter engines. Whenever you attack, Far Fortune deals 1 damage to each opponent. An opponent. Okay. Wait a minute. This is once. If you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life. I must wait until I know more about exactly how Wizards intends that to be. Theoretically, if you're in a 4-player game, this comes out at 1. Theoretically, depends on how Wizards wants this to read. Theoretically, if this counts each of your opponents separately, which I don't know if it does, then you could immediately like activate your max speed, which would be cool. But even if it doesn't, it's still fine. Search control deal damage to an opponent or a permanent opponent controls, deals that much damage +1. Cool. I mean, it's a 4-mana 4/5 that does stuff. It's, yeah, sure, it's cool. I don't think it's too strong. It seems reasonable. This art's way better. Mainly because grenade. It seems fine. Rocketeer Boost Buggy. Sure. Red-green for a 3/2 vehicle with crew 1. Whenever this vehicle attacks, create a treasure token. Okay. Exhaust for 3. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature, put a 1/1 counter on it. Okay, so once you're able to... Each turn, when an opponent loses life, or if an opponent lost life on your turn. Second says it triggers only once per turn. First says you can gain the entire lot in the turn. Okay. Yeah, for what it's worth, I feel like that's their intention. Is that if multiple opponents get hit, you get speed for all of them. But I don't know. Oh, shit! I did not notice that. Okay, yeah, that's permanent. Unless, of course, Wizards fucked it up. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Okay. So theoretically, like, you can just play this on 2, and then on turn 3, attack with it. Just activate it, it becomes a 4/3. That's not bad. Like, for an uncommon, that feels reasonable. Also, of note, this is not sorcery speed. You can do this instant speed. So you could just have this vehicle and have 3 mana up, and your opponent's just like, oh man, they might have some sort of combat trick or nonsense, and then you're like, they attack and you're like, oh, okay. Turn this into a dude. Block. If it gives a 1 mana rebate when you attack. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think this is pretty cool. I like the card. This is a nice card. I love this art. Red Shift Rocketeer Chief. Okay, so I guess there's a goblin world that has rocketeers. Red-green for a goblin pilot, 2/3 with vigilance. Tap, add X mana of any one color, where X is Redshif's power. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. Interesting. Exhaust. 10 red-green, 12 mana. Put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Interesting. X is Redshif's power. So this dude wants to get buff and then invite his friends to the party. Fucking socket wrench. For what it's worth, it also just does add 2 mana. Galta with extra steps, kinda. But like the other thing, right, is like it does just add 2 mana. Like turn 3, you can attack with this as vigilance, and then you'll have 3 lands plus the 2 from this. You can play a 5-drop. Like that's good by itself. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool goblin. Boom Mobile. 2 dub red for a 5/5 vehicle. When it enters, add 4 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. Okay. You're getting a full rebate. You can only use it to activate abilities, but you're still getting a full rebate. That is interesting. Anyway, exhaust. X, 2 in a red. This vehicle deals 1 damage to any target. Put a 1/1 counter on this vehicle. So theoretically, right, at the lowest it has, because it's any target, even like the worst of the worst, your opponent like has hexproof or whatever. The worst is that you hit yourself with this. Like you cast this, you use the mana that you get back to use exhaust ability, hit yourself for 1, and then you have a 6/6. Obviously, the best is like you ping something that like needed to die. You know, if you're playing this on 4, like you attack with your 2-drop and your 3-drop, they block in such a way that leaves them with a creature with 1 available toughness left, and you peel it, have a 6/6. That's pretty damn. That's pretty damn good. Yeah, it seems reasonable. If you're gonna have green goblins, I think this is the type of goblin I want. Like long-eared goblin, not too long. Like long-eared goblin and really short. Who the fuck? Lagarin, Soul of Alakria. Oh, it's not this loser. It's the owl thing. Did you notice that with that Azorius Legendary, you can generate mana with that boom pile? Oh, yeah. Because you have the Azorius Legend, you play that, or you cast that, you copy it, so you get 8 mana. Well, after you use one of the... Yeah, that's cool. It's 3 mana, but... Or 3 colors, but yeah, that is cool. Green-white for a 1/1 beast mount with flying. Whenever it attacks while saddled, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target mounts and or vehicles. It is not distribute, it is put. So while you are able to get a maximum of +2/+2, it has to be amongst 2 creatures. If you only have the 1, you only get the 1. That seems reasonable. If there's any repeatable return to hand effects, I'm seeing infinite. That's fair. So what would it need to be? Like it's allowed to be how expensive, right? So if you have the 2-drop. So if you have the 2-drop, I gotta find the 2-drop. Oh no, new cards. I'll get to them when I get to them. Sorted by color. So you have this dude. You need 5 initial mana to cast this and copy it. And you get 8 back for a total of 7 net. Any effect that costs 6 or less works. So if you have something, the issue... I'm not going to lie to you. In my brain, that said add 4 red. Any color? Whatever. Turn. Creature. Let's prefer within these colors. Let's make it legal. Let's go as far back as Pioneer. Ah, shit. Yeah. I absolutely 100% thought that this was, it just adds red. Because that's usually what red does. No. This technically works. But that's not very good. Why do you have to tap? Yeah, the fact that this taps fucks it. We need the combo. No. But you're not an artifact when you're casted. God fucking shit, bitch. Come on. There's no shot it's just the one, right? This is a land, and it's from graveyard. I do not care about you. Fuck yourself. This is tap. I'm dying in my arms tonight. Bruh. Is it actually? I think this is the only one. What the fuck? That's legal in Pioneer, at least. I'm sure if you go farther back. That fucking sucks. Wizard, how could you? It doesn't have to be a creature, you fucking moron! It just has to be a permanent. Vanishing Neck? I'll have to check that. Hey, and it's legal in Wait, it's legal in standard? How the fuck? Regardless, we have our combination. You got Draftna, Mendicant, and the Boommobile. Yeah, so this gives us... Yeah, okay. So you only need these 3 cards. You don't need an additional card to, like, use the mana, because this has the mana, right? So essentially, you just keep doing that, netting, like, 1 mana each time. For what it's worth, you're also getting a bunch of clones of this card, but I don't care. And then once you have infinite mana, you just... Alright, I'm going to dome you for infinite. Alright. I need to... What are you called? Mendicant? Mendicant. And... was it Draftna? Draftna. Swag. Coolio. Yeah, no, that just straight up works. Huh. The fact that this is any is insane. So it's commander viable technically. Yeah, but you'd need a... You'd have to have a Jeskai commander. Wait. I don't remember if there's a better way to do this. Forgot this card was on already. If I can sort by colors. Interesting. Other non-token creatures you control have fabricate 1. Non-token! Wait, no. No, that's still fine. Because we cast that one, and theoretically we can pay 2 to populate. We would get a token to get 4 more mana. So this would work. Okay. So yeah, if you wanted to do this on Arena... It's infinite 1 mana. You cast a non-creature spell. This is a non-creature spell. Right! It's not a creature, it's a fucking vehicle! Honestly, I think either of these work. Right? If you wanted to go a more control route, where you like slowly get the combo together, then sure, Kaikar makes sense. If you wanted to instead do... Excuse me. Oh, wait a minute. I'm stupid. Never mind. I'm dumb. I thought this had... Never mind. Ignore me. This card's garbage. Kaikar. I mean, theoretically... Was it fucking PDA trick? Oops. Do this. PDA trick. Commanders. 3-color. Jeskai. Yeah, honestly, Kaikar does seem... You could also have a Nostro for some reason. Just gain infinite life. It's first time each turn, so it's not very good. Yeah, no, I think Kaikar is probably the... Yeah, whatever. I think Kaikar is probably the best choice. Were we talking about this card? Nah, no, it's fine. It's a whatever. It's cool, sure. Oh, this... Oh, gotcha. Why don't they have pair? The main issue is getting enough speed to actually combo off. Oh, fuck. Right, this is max speed. Well, not necessarily. Right, Kaikar makes evasive spirits. So, like, while you're, like, playing the control game and drawing cards to get to your combo, you'll be making evasive threats that can just, like, ping your opponent. I guess the main issue is, like, you need enough cards that have start your engines. I mean, with the lands, and I assume there are going to be some other cards in here that have start your engines that are, like, reasonable. It shouldn't be too much of an issue, I don't think. But I'm not sure. I like it though. I think it's cool. Caradora. Heart of Lacria. I don't know what the fuck a Lacria is. 2 green-white for a 4/2 knight. I'd imagine this is a control deck that chips down and then bursts as a finisher. Yeah, I agree. When it enters, you may search your library for a mount or vehicle card, reveal it, put it to your hand, then shuffle. Okay. I guess technically speaking it has that. If one or more one-way counters will be put on a creature or vehicle you control, that many +1 are put on instead. Okay. This works really well with the last creature. Obviously, if you somehow get this creature... This creature's fine by itself. So, like, I wouldn't hate drafting it. Because you're going to be playing the mount deck anyway in green-white. I assume that's what it's going to be. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing that anyway, then grabbing this isn't, like, all that bad. And if you happen to get Caradora as well, then they do work quite nice with each other. So, yeah. She's a 4-mana 4/2, though, and I don't respect those. Limited hand grenade, not quite bomb. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Bulwark Ox. 2-mana, 2/2 Ox Mount with Saddle 1. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. That includes itself. It can target itself. Oops. Everything's fine. Attack by this creature. Creatures you control with counters on them gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Holy shit. You'll love to see it. Another dope card for my Caliph and Rayhan deck. Whenever the creature attacks while saddled, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. I mean, notably, you don't even necessarily have to care about saddling this, like, initially. Like, this is just a decent card to have in your, like, +1/+1 counter decks. That's just like, my opponent is playing a lot of removal. I bring this in from the sideboard. Cool. I sure wish taxes, hate bears, had ways to generate counters. It's funny because it does. That's the joke he was making. What the fuck is this? Is YouTube yelling at me because I'm not listening? Fuck you. I don't like this. I don't like that at all. It's cool though. I mean, it's a bear with pretty good upside. I would first pick this. I don't know if other people would, but I would first pick the shit out of this. Look at the S. Yeah, I did. I don't want it anymore. Zahur, Glory's Past. I have a problem with this card. The Zombie Cat Warrior. Leonin didn't exist on Kaladesh, right? Like, I'm not insane. Like, there were cats, obviously, but we didn't have cat people, right? Why did I say Kaladesh? Amonkhet. Amonkhet didn't have cat people, right? I'm not crazy? Zahir, Glory's Past, is a white-black 3/2 zombie cat warrior that is clearly from Amonkhet. Like, that is yes, that is Amonkhet stuff. Why do I keep getting calls? If it's important, leave a message. Yeah, that's so strange. Start your engines, sure. Sacrifice another creature, surveil 1, activate only once each turn. It's a sacrifice effect that is only once a turn? Boo. Max speed, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a tapped 2/2 black Zomble. Aristocrat card? I mean, I guess. It's only once each turn, though. I hate sack restrictions. Where are you from? Because you're not from Amonkhet. Like, he obviously died and got embalmed on Amonkhet. But this bitch is not from there. It's an Aristocrat. Gotcha. Yeah. I did miss that joke. I don't like this card. Mostly because of my own personal reasons. Basri, Tomorrow's Champion. Looks like Basri lost his spark. Single white pip for a 2/1 human knight. Pay 1, tap, exert Basri. Create a 1/1 white cat creature token with a lifelink. Cycling, 2 and a white. Cool. When you cycle this card, cats you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Cool. Champions out here is a Leonin Zombie Warrior Charioteer from Amonkhet. He originates from the Lost Era before Bolus. Right. So here was a Charioteer before Bolus trespassed on Amonkhet. He was awoken by Basri in the lead up to the second gear program P. They formed a close bond after fighting a couple of tomb demons. Ah, so this is the Ravnica Merfolk. We all of a sudden had Merfolk on Ravnica, but it was because they were under the city the whole time in these water columns. They'd never seen the sun. I don't fucking know. Sure, that's fine. This is a good card. Right, I'm not crazy, right? This is a good card. Like it's a not a piker. I forgot what they're fucking called. I can see the art of the fucking card in my brain. I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, like it's a fucking 1-mana 2/1 that does things. Like, if you have too many copies of it, you got the cycling to protect your cats. No, I like this card. I think it's pretty strong. Pretty strong, aggressive card. I think it's cool. It works with the Johnny. So you could potentially see this in Historic or something. Potentially. I don't think it'll be in, like, Explorer. It won't be in Timeless. Not a great commander, though. Yeah, it's fine. I'm glad it's not a great commander. All of our things don't need to be commanders. Unless you can cycle them. There are ways to put cards in your hand. I wouldn't use it, but... Thunderous Velocipede. Motherfucker, leave a message. I'm not picking up the goddamn phone. Thunderous Velocipede, 1 double green for a 5/5 vehicle with trample and crew 3. Each other vehicle and creature you control enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it if its mana value is 4 or less. Otherwise, it enters the battlefield with 3 additional 1/1 counters on it. Excuse me, what? Each other vehicle and creature you control enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it if its mana value is 4 or less. Otherwise, it enters with 3. What? It's like, oh, your small things, they get a little boost. Your big things, oh, they get even bigger. Fucking why? Why? I want to know why. Not even legendary? Nope. Play this into another one that's a 6/6. Then play something for 5. Gets +6. It's gross, frankly. Wait, that's weird. That looked like a children's toy. I don't know how to feel about this card. I'm inclined to not be a fan. But I can't really put my finger on why. Archik Emerald Radiant. 3 dub black green for a 3/3 legendary creature insect druid. When it enters, create a 1/1 green insect creature token for each artifact and or creature in your graveyard. Creature card, sorry. Whenever another insect you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on Archik. Each opponent loses 1. More insect commander. It's fine. That's spooky. Yeah, it's alright. It costs 6. And it's only a 3/3. Even though there are other cards in here that are 4 mana and 4 5s. But, whatever. Time to make you sad. Imagine if the second ability was whenever dies, put a marginal counter. True. So true. If only. Yeah, I don't like the fact that this is a... that this is only a 3/3 when we have the black-red card that's a 4/5 for 4. Like, Wizards is not doing high CMC commanders much justice. And they really should. Ranger's Aether Hive, 1 green blue for a 3/5 vehicle with Vigilance and Crew 1. Whenever you activate an Exhaust ability, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Okay, I assume this is the uncommon Exhaust card. That's just weird. It's like a Thopter but a person. I don't like that. Oh, this is called a hive. Yeah, okay. These are a bunch of Thopters like on the side of it. Cool. Yeah, alright, cool. It's 3 mana 3/5 Vigilance and has Crew 1. So, like, the Thopter that you make from this allows you to crew this on like, the next turn or whatever. If you, like, you just cast this and then you, like, use an Exhaust ability. I mean, yeah, no, this seems reasonable. Who's emailing me? I don't have an Apple Watch. Fuck you. I'm going to kill myself. My stupid... I have a Gmail extension on my Google browser. My YouTube is not connected to... My YouTube is connected to a Yahoo Mail. So I sign in on Chrome with my Yahoo Mail. And then for some reason today, my Google extension was like, hey, we can't refresh your mail. Like, okay. Sign in. So I sign in with my my Gmail. And then the fucking Chrome signs me out of my Yahoo. So I have to re-sign in on YouTube. It's just pissing me off. Just work. Anyway, this card's fine. Sita Varma, Masked Racer, green blue for a 2/3 human rouge with exhaust of X green blue. Put X 1/1 counters on Sita Varma, then you may have the base power and toughness of each other creature you control become equal to Sita Varma's power until end of turn. I'm underwhelmed. Then you may have the base power and toughness of each other creature you control. So if you want this to affect your vehicles, you have to crew them beforehand, which means you can't benefit from her ability. Like, yeah. So if you want your vehicles to get this benefit, they have to have been crewed. However, your more expensive crews are going to still stay expensive because your creatures that could crew them are still too small to potentially crew them to get max value. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised this doesn't say vehicles as well. Yeah, that's a little strange. 2 mana, 2/3. Base power. Because notably, this isn't like you're not buffing your creatures. You're making their base power hers. Sorry, you're making their base power her power. There's a very important distinction, but I don't like this card. She's cool and everything, but like, the way this works, I just don't think it works nicely with vehicles. A boosted Schloop. 1 blue-red for a 3/3 vehicle with menace. And crew 1. Whenever you attack, draw a card, then discard a card. Notably, this is whenever you attack. This card does not have to be attacking in order to get this. However, it has menace, which means it's going to be easier for you to attack. How does that... I don't know what you mean by snapshot. Activate the ability, you give her... Oh! I mean, she dies before the ability resolves. Like, you activate the ability, she dies before the ability gets to resolve. Because you're responding to the ability. So the ability's on the stack. She just dies. Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying now. So you're asking what happens to the ability with the rest of your creatures. Let me look at it. Huh. Because typically they would use last known information, and last known information on her would be that she's 0. The ability would not fizzle. the result either would be they all get base power and toughness 2, or whatever it actually was when she died, which could be negative whatever, but we'll just say 0. I lean towards the 0. Yeah, I'm leaning towards them dying, but I'm uncertain. Can I look up last known information? If it removes my creature that is targeted by No, fighting is different. Today include actions taken multiple effectives. No. There's a number of creatures in the battlefield. The answer is determined only once when the effect is applied. If the effect requires information from a specific object, including the source of the ability itself, the effect uses the current information of that object if it's in the public zone it was expected to be in. If it's no longer in that zone, or if the effect has moved it, or if the effect has moved it from a public zone to a hidden zone, the effect uses the object's last known information. If an ability states that an object does something, it's the object as it exists, or as it has most recently existed, that does it, not the ability. Okay. If an effect, if it's in the public zone it was expected to be in, if it's no longer in that zone, yes, I believe yes, I believe she can lead to nuking your own graveyard. That is how I read that. I believe this is just a worse card now. Thank you for pointing that out. This is a fine uncommon card. Is that man a squid? I feel like that man was a squid. But yeah, I mean, a 3-mana 3/5 menace that lets you loot on attack. I should mention, this doesn't let you loot. You are forced to loot when you attack. So that could potentially be an issue for you. Generally, it shouldn't, but the fact that it is forced, and it's not when this attacks, it's whenever you attack, that is an important thing to know why you're playing that card. Captain Howler, Sea Scourge. 2 blue-red for a 5/4 Shark Pirate with Ward 2 and pay 2 life. Hey, you remember that 6-mana 3/3 that has no protection inherently? Oh, look at this. 4-mana 5/4 with protection inherently. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each card discarded this way. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, you draw a card. Whenever you discard 1 or more. Okay. So this ability can activate multiple times, but it's for like individual instances of discards because it's discard 1 rare. So like if I play a Faithless Looting and I draw 2 and I discard 2, I can have a creature get +4/+0, and when that creature deals damage, I draw a card. If then I flash it back, right? I have an additional instance of the +4 I can use. I mean, it's a 4-mana 5/4 with upside. Honestly, it's pretty sick. Oh my god, look, he has a little hammerhead buddy. Looks like a fucking whale shark. I can't really see what that is. We got like a manta ray of some sort. Are you a crab? Are you a one-eyed crab? I think it's like a one-eyed crab, my guy. Yo, shout out to Captain Howler. This is the most adorable thing ever. That might not be hammerhead. It might be a bassinet shark, something like that. There are a bunch of different like types of things that are hammerheads. That's kind of cool. More shark pirates, please. For what it's worth, this might be another thing. Is like fish pirate land, because I know there are more coming up. It's cool. That's something I like. I like the weird. They're pirates, but actually fish. Chandra Sparkhunter, aka Akira, is 3 in a red for a 4 loyalty walker. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose up to 1 target vehicle you control. Until end of turn, it becomes an artifact creature and gains haste. Alright. Sure. +2, you may sacrifice an artifact or discard a card. If you do, draw a card. 0, create a 3/2 colors vehicle artifact creature token with crew 1. Sure. -7, you get an emblem with whenever an artifact you control enters. This emblem deals 3 damage to any targets. The card absolutely doesn't feel like normal Chandra, but the fact of the matter is, this is a racing set. This feels like a racing Chandra. Like, if I was forced to make a racing Chandra, this works out. I would have liked the vehicle to be an elemental as well. But it's very possible that they've made it colorless and not for other cards in the set that could create these. I kind of don't like that it's a blanket emblem of whenever an artifact, not just a vehicle. But, like, I personally would prefer it was like an artifact creature or vehicle. So, artifact creature or vehicle. That would feel better. But it is +2. You may sacrifice an artifact or discard a card if you do draw a card. Notably, it's you may, so you can just activate this and not do either of those things. So you can +2, then -7. She'll be at 1, theoretically. And you can just keep zeroing for like the rest of the game, dealing 3 damage to shit. And, you know, attacking with your little artifact dork. Seems reasonable. Okay, actually adorable. Cloudspire Sky Cycle. We're trotting in this bitch. 2 red-white for a 2/3 vehicle with flying. When this vehicle crew 1. When the vehicle enters, distributes 2 1/1 counters among 1 or 2 other target vehicles and/or creatures you control. Notably, if you only have 1 other creature, you can put both on there. Cool. Yeah, I mean that seems pretty reasonable. You know, you play this on 4, make your 1, 2, or 3 drop bigger. If you only have 1 of them, if you have 2 of them, make them both bigger, or just make 1 of them big. Yeah, no, that's cool. Has evasion. Sure, that's fine. Low crew cost. Yeah, uncommon. Sure. Okay, this art's pretty cool. Kaladin Triumph Caster. Sure. Red-white for a 2/3 human pilot. Mounts and vehicles you control have haste. Whenever a mount you control enters, it becomes saddled until end of turn. Whenever a vehicle you control enters, it becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Meh. I mean, the vehicle part, sure. The mount, there's like plenty of white mounts that are reasonable. I can't think of too many red mounts that I'm super excited about, but I can only think of the Thunder Junction cards right now, so it's fine. Why is your hand so small? I mean, maybe it's just me. My man's hands look small. I don't care about the card. Ooh, here we get the good shit. Oil Deep Gearhulk. The Gearhulks are back, baby. Wait a minute. Just pointing at a CMC. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay. So the other Gear Hulks were single-colored. They had an ETB ability and one keyword. It looks like these are probably going to be 2 keywords with an ETB ability. So this is double blue, double black for a 4/4 construct with lifelink and ward 1. When this creature enters, look at target player's hand. You may choose a card from it. If you do, that player discards that card, then draws a card. Notably, target player does not equal target opponent. You are correct, query. You are able to play this, make yourself discard a card, and draw a card. This is good if you're trying to reanimate something. This is good if you have garbage in your hand and you would like to not have garbage in your hand. This has lifelink. Get fucked. This has ward 1. Get fucked. Notably, it's look at. It's not reveal. That does matter. They are forced to draw a card. That could theoretically matter. You know, it's giving Thought-Knot Seer vibes. Slash Vendilion Clique. It's definitely giving those. I like it. Also good with the blue draw. Oh yeah, that is very true. That is very true. I mean, this is not very grokkable, but it's still good art. Pyrewood Gear Hulk. 2 dub red, dub green for a 7/7 with Vigilance and Menace. Okay. Oh, this is a memorial to Ren. It looks like. When this creature enters, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain Vigilance and Menace until end of turn. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Okay, so this is another Craterhoof-esque card. 6 mana, 7/7, Vigilance, Menace. Doesn't give creatures haste, which is, you know, a bit of an issue. The fact that it gives Vigilance and Menace, though, is still really strong. Why are there gold-bordered cards? I don't know. I call this yellow border. I don't... Like, maybe it's supposed to be gold, but this just looks... It's just yellow to me. I don't like it. I actively dislike it, I should say. I mean, card seems... Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. +2/+2 is fine. The Vigilance means that you don't have to worry about the crack pack as much, and the Menace means that, like, it is functionally trample, insofar as, like, it is going to be vastly difficult for your opponent to block this. Yeah, I like it. I think it's fine. Also pretty metal. Now that you hover over it, it's yellow. Saw for a second that was gold border was back. Yeah, I don't like it. Hull Drifter. First we had Mole Drifter, then we had Null Drifter, now we have Hull Drifter. 3 blue for a 3/2 vehicle with crew 3. When this vehicle enters, draw 2 cards. I mean, it's a common vehicle that can fly, and it draws 2. It is crew 3, which is not the best, but it flies. I'd like to go for a ride. What? I didn't say anything. Air Response Unit is a big scarab. 2 and a white for a 3/3 vehicle with flying, vigilance, and crew 1. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, no, I like that. That's just good. I like the art style of this better, but I do like the bug shape of this better. I like it though. I also just love Amonkhet, so it's hard not. That's a spaceship. That's just a spaceship. Man, it's about to force blue-white flyers in draft for the first time. The saddest thing is, that's all I used to do But on Arena, it's been fucking black X decks. I grew up on blue-white skies. That's not true. My first draft was red-green werewolves. But after that, I lived and breathed blue-white skies. Except during Dragons of Tarkir. I played Abzan. Okay, shut up. I almost always just play Abzan. Fuck off. Anyway, Valor's flagship. 4 triple white for a 7/7 vehicle with flying, first strike, lifelink, crew 3, cycling X 2 white. When you cycle this card, create X 1/1 colorless pilot creature tokens with. Oh crap. This token saddles mounts and cruise vehicles as though it had power were two greater. So it's fucking pretty. Yeah, it was reasonable. 7/7 for strike lifelink. You can cycle it if you don't have the mana to get a couple of pilots. Yeah, I mean that's 5 mana for two pilots that functionally give you 6 worth of crew / saddling. This is just a spaceship now. I don't think it's all that great with Greasefang. The main reason is, like, you don't have anything lingering. Like, the reason Greasefang is good is because Parahelion 2 is good. Because it leaves shit behind. Starting column. 3. Start your engines. It's a mana rock. Add 1 mana of any color. Once you hit max speed, you can sacrifice this artifact, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. It is fine. It's 3 mana artifact with cycle it, reanimate it. Okay. I'm now picking up what you're putting down. Cycle it, reanimate it, then return and repeat. Okay. You know what? Fair. I missed that. I did miss that. That is good. It's also fair. As opposed to Parhelion 2 hit you on turn 3, you've lost, get fucked. That's fine. 3 mana artifacts, 3 effect mana rocks, 3 mana rocks. Hate that. Need more stuff. I don't think this is enough stuff for it to be good. Hazaret Godseeker. I believe she's found several. 1 and a red for a 5/3 God with indestructible and haste. And start your engines. Pay 1, tap it. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Cool. It lets you get the max speed pretty well. Hazaret can't attack or block unless you have max speed. Seems fine. Honestly. 2 mana. So you can come down relatively early and help you get your max speed going, because there's only 1 mana to use. Amonkhet Gods just are indestructible. Get fucked. Yeah. Oh, right. I forgot she has a new hand. Or, it's not new anymore. But yeah, I forgot that she lost an arm and got a Lazutep one. Except with more lenient conditions. Yeah, probably. Elvish Refueler. 2 and a green for a 2/3 elf druid. During your turn, as long as you haven't activated an exhaust ability this turn, you may activate exhaust abilities as though they haven't been activated? At uncommon? And it has an exhaust ability of 1 and a green. Put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Excuse me? 3 mana, 2/3. During your turn. Okay. Fair. As long as you haven't activated an exhaust ability this turn, you may activate exhaust abilities as though they haven't been activated. Yeah, so essentially, always use your exhaust abilities on your opponent's turn, and then you get to double up on your turn. This card seems... if you are playing limited and you see this card early, pick the fuck out of it, and then pick all of the good exhaust cards, I think. Because, like, the exhaust abilities are meant to be cheap, because you can only relatively cheap, because you can only activate them once. Cough, cough, Dark Ritual every turn. Cough. Yeah, that is very true. That is a mythic, though, so you're unlikely to get it in draft. Yeah, so on turn 3, right, like, you play this. On turn 4, you can activate this if you want, whatever. Or you don't. Your opponent's turn. You activate this. It's now a 3/4. Now on your turn, you activate it again. And you're like, haha, I have a 4/5. No, this seems very good. Draconautics Engineer. Something's wrong with your face, my guy. 1 in a red for a 2/2 Goblin Artificer with Exhaust Red. Other creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Exhaust 3 in a red. Create a 4/4 red Dinosaur Dragon creature token with flying. Why do you have more Dinosaur Dragons? That feels so strange. It's cute. Proportionally, it's weird, but it's cute. I mean, it's a 2-mana 2/2 with upside. Like, this card is good if you have it. It lets you potentially, like, surprise kill your opponent with the first exhaust ability, and it just gives you another thing to do with mana, which is, as I've said before, always pretty good in limited. Just having the ability to use mana without using resources. Resources in this situation being cards. Yeah, good card. Repurposing Bay. 2 and a blue for an artifact. I first picked that in draft, honestly. Yeah, I probably would as well. 2, tap, sack another artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice artifact's mana value. Put that card on the battlefield and shuffle. Activate only the sorcery. Hey, look, it's Birthing Pod, except for artifacts. I just want Birthing Pod back. Is that too much to ask? Just give me Birthing Pod. Please. Put it in Timeless. It doesn't have to be legal and modern anymore. I'll play that shit Timeless. Please, Wizards. Do this for me. No one. I mean, it's technically Birthing Pod, but for artifacts. The main issue is that it does always cost 2 to activate. One of the really good things about Birthing Pod is that you can use 1 to activate it. So, like, you can play it on turn 4. Mycosynth Lattice says it's for everything. Lattice also costs, like, fucking 9 mana. Desperately needed to finish my apple. Oh, Jesus. Quag Feast. That... I've said this before, and I'll say it 1,000 times. Wizards needs to actually add more timings to their game. I don't believe you should be able to play this during your opponent's turns. Crap. I would... Let me rephrase, actually. I don't think that you should be able to play this at instant speed. I think you should be able to play it during your opponent's turns only when you could activate a sorcery. What I mean by that is, if the stack is empty during a main phase, you should be able to activate this on any turn it is, if it's the main phase and the stack is empty. I think that would be a nice kind of compromise. I have to let the dog in. Luna, I'm coming. Go get your toy. Go get that. Go get that. Go get that. Oh, she's dumb. Luna, go get that. But yeah, no, I think they need to have more speeds. Luna, you can't be over there. You want to come here? Hi, baby. Want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Come here, baby. Hello. Hello. Baby girl. You sweet baby girl. Hello. Go get your toy. Go get your toy. Go get it. Go get toy. Where's toy? Go get it. Go get it. You dumbass. Unless she has a toy over there. I don't think she does, but whatever. Crag Feast. No, get your... Luna, go get your toy. Luna, Luna, go get toy. Go get that. Go get that. Go get your toy. Go get your toy. Go get your toy. Choose target creature, planeswalker, or vehicle. It's one in the black. Mill 2 cards and destroy the chosen permanent if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard. Yeah, I agree. I don't think this needed to be a sorcery. Like, it feels very similar to Drown in the Lock. The main difference is Drown in the Lock technically harder to cast. But Drown in the Lock also allows you to counter something. Drown in the Lock doesn't add to your... Actually, it's your opponent's graveyard. I think. Yeah. It doesn't add to the threshold. But it hits more. Yeah, I don't think this needed to be sorcerer speed. Yeah. Aganosaurus Rex. 3 dub green for an 8/8 trample dinosaur with cycling of 200 green. When you cycle this card, put 2 1/1 counters on up to 1 target creature or vehicle. It gains trample and indestructible until end of turn. Good card's good. It's a 5-mana 8/8 with trample. Yes, please. Or you can use it as a combat trick. And it's a pretty damn good combat trick, right? Like, it's 3 mana, draw a card, put 2 1/1 counters on a thing, and it gets trample and indestructible. Right? Like, this is a fantastic card. I do not like that art. This art, good. That one, no. Yeah, good card's good. Streaking Oil Gorger. 4 in a black for a 3/3. Yeah. 3/3 vampire with flying and haste and start your engines. Max speed, this creature has lifelink. I mean, it's a 5-mana 3/3 flyer with haste. If you need one of those limited, you take it. It's common. I don't love it all that much. The flavor text is stupid. They feed on oil. Where were they during the Phyrexian invasion? That's not how... that's a different type of oil, Chandra, you stupid bitch. Phyrexian oil would just turn this into a Phyrexian vampire. Like, I don't... That's not how that shit works. Prow Catcher Specialist. 1 in a red for a 2/1 Goblin Warrior with haste and exhaust. 3 in a red. Put 2 1/1 counters on this creature. Early on, it tags as a 2-mana 2/1. Then you can turn it into a 4/3. Yeah, reasonable card. Reasonable. It's essentially a bear. It's not actually, but it's essentially a bear. With upside. It's good. Yeah, I mean, one of the nice things as well is, like, it can come down and attack when you have vehicles. Like, it crews okay. There's a decent amount of crew 2s in here. And then later on, you can make her a little bit bigger. She can attack again. And then if, again, her attacking is no longer very good, she's bigger to crew larger vehicles. I think it's a pretty reasonable card. Venom Sac Lagak, another line of the Lagaks that have to rhyme. Oh, wait, Spitfire didn't. You know what? I stand corrected. I definitely thought all of the Lagaks were like that. Venom Sac Lagak. 1 in a green for a 2/1 Lizard Mount with Death Touch. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, it gets +0/+3 until end of turn. Saddle 2. I mean, 2 mana 2/1 Death Touch by itself is reasonable. 1 mana 1/1 Death Touchers are obviously like the creme de la creme. But 2 mana 2/1 is fine. The fact that it attacks is a 2/4, as long as it's saddled, is pretty decent. It's something that your opponent is not going to want to block. The thing is, it's only 2 damage. So your opponent might also just not care about blocking it anyway. But I'm the type of player who looks at Death Touch as a defensive mechanic, more than an offensive mechanic. So this style of card isn't exactly what I would be using Death Touch for, but it is good to show this. 2/1 can kill 2 creatures when attacking. Very true. Very, very true. It's the Midnight Mangler! 1 in a blue for a 3/3 vehicle. Crew 2, during turns other than yours, this vehicle is an artifact creature. That's hilarious. It's just freely a vehicle, or it's freely a creature when it's not your turn. Okay. Sure. It's a goal! I mean, it's a 2-mana vehicle. If you're playing a vehicle deck, this is probably pretty good. Yo, can I hang out with her? She looks fun. Her friends don't exactly look inviting, but she looks fun. Light Shield Parry. Sigil White for an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end turn, or cycling 2. You love situational cards that have cycling, because it means that you are able to play them in your main deck without feeling too bad when you draw them in a situation where you don't need them, because you can turn them into something else. The opportunity cost is like the mana that you're using, which is like the tempo kind of, in order to redraw essentially. But that, you know, is typically outweighed by the fact that like you get to play this effect for when you do need it. So it's fine. This type of effect is fine. Sabsunen. Luxa Embodied. Amakat has more gods! Looks like Hazoret has found some gods. 3 green blue for a 6/6 god with reach, trample, and indestructible. Sabsunen. 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 I feel like it's Sabsunen. Can't attack or black. Can't attack or block unless it has an even number of counters on it. That's interesting. At the beginning of your first main phase, put a 1/1 counter on Sabsunen. Then, if it has an odd number of counters on it, draw 2. Draw 2 cards. So you play it. You're able to block with it that turn. On your next turn, You draw two. You can draw 2 cards. On the next turn, you can attack with it, and then you draw 2 more. This card seems really good. Note that as any. Query is correct. Gonna be real easy to manipulate the counters on this card. Yeah, that's any card. Yeah. Yeah, no, this card is actually cool. Notably, the only way you're drawing the 2 cards is at the resolution of this effect. I'm fairly certain Wizards did that very much purposefully. Look, I'm just glad we're getting more gods from Amonkhet. I love Amonkhet. Is best plane. Don't at me. No, that's cool. Yeah. That's a cool thing to do. Do we have a Legends of Aetherdrift yet? Are Wizards even gonna do Legends of Aetherdrift? Because I want to know about Amonkhet. I don't give a fuck about any of the other planes. I just want to know what's going on with Amonkhet. Well, spoiler alert. They win. Alright. Amonkhet wins. Get fucked, I guess. Hour of Victory. 2 and a black for an enchantment. Start your engines. When this enchantment enters, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Max speed. Pay 2. Sack this enchantment. Search your library for a card. Put it in your hand. Then shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery. It's an uncommon, so I guess it's fine. It starts your engines. It does give you a creature, and eventually you're able to just demonic tutor. Yeah, that's probably fine. I'm gonna need to get more fluids. Yeah, it's fine. I'm happy Amonkhet won. It looks like Alcador or whatever got 2nd or 3rd, and then Kaladesh got 2nd or 3rd. They all placed. I cannot tell which is which, though. Ketramos. Are you supposed to be a lion? Wait a minute. Is this a reincarnation of Oketra? Because that would be pretty interesting. Oketra, cat with thing around face. Thing. Like, this is a cat face. My assumption is it's supposed to be like lion. Atheros is from Theros. This is Amonkhet. This is an Amonkhet god, not a Therosian god. 1 white black for a 4/4 god with menace, lifelink, indestructible. Ketramos can't attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in exile. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or the battlefield during your turn, you draw a card and lose a life. Notably, this is not once per turn, so you can get multiple of this. Unfortunately, this feels like Amonkhet god. Sure, yes, technically. This seems legitimately difficult to do. Like, the frog helps herself. Hazoret helps herself. Manus left indestructible. Whenever 1 or more cards. Putting exile from graveyards. It's not just your cards, which is good. It's all cards. Yeah, I mean, that's, yeah. Yeah, it's disappointing. Looks like it took down a fucking sandworm, though. That's pretty cool. Oh, this has to be. This has to be a reincarnation of Oketra. Like, there's no shot they didn't do this purposely. It has a bow. Yeah, this has to be the reincarnation of Oketra, which frankly really cool, in my opinion. Like if this is just Oketra returned as a dude, I guess, rawing it up. No. God damn it! Who fucking Osiris got murdered by his brother Set, and came back as Ra? Osiris. Set. Osiris was killed by his brother Set, so that Seth could take the throne. Isis, his wife, found his body hid in the reeds, retrieved the pieces of Osiris. Osiris's son, Horus. I thought Osiris came back as somebody else. Apparently not. Whatever, it's fine. I'd say this is actually terrible and limited. You can easily pick this, and it does literally nothing. Yeah, no, I agree. This is a absolutely terrible card and limited. Yeah, I'm very disappointed, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm all but certain. The name, the fact that this is also a cat and it uses a bow, this is almost certainly the male reincarnation of Oketra. I think that's cool. Market Back Walker. XX. For a construct, that's a 0/0. This creature enters with X 1/1 counters on it. 4 mana, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. When it dies, draw a card for each 1/1 counter on it. We've had Hangerback Walker. We've had Walking Ballista. Now we have Market Back Walker. What other walkers will wizards make? I know one. Call it Putrescent Walker. It's XX 0/0. Enters with X +1/+1 counters. Has some way of getting more counters on it. And then when it dies, distribute minus counters among creatures on the battlefield. Not even target. Do they have different art? No. I don't care about this card. Samut, the driving force. What? Are you running? Why are you running? Is that a dragon storm in the background? What the hell is happening? Whatever. 3 red, green, white for a 4/5 human warrior cleric with first strike, vigilance, and haste. They really love just shoving keywords on things. Structure engines. Other creatures you control get +X +O, where X is your speed. Non-creature spells you cast cost X less to cast, where X is your speed. Honestly, it is pretty cool. 6 mana, 4/5. Looks like a serpent coiling behind them. I think she's in front of the dragon. Well, but it's in the sky. I think this is supposed to represent a dragon storm because this is like technically the dragon storm arc. And this does remind me of what dragon storms look like on Tarkir. So I think she's in front of a dragon storm, but I mean, I don't fucking know. It could also just be a portal that the racers go through. I don't know, her ability's pretty cool though. She can't make herself bigger, but that's fine. I don't think that matters. Has first strike, vigilance, and haste, so you can pretty easily get your structure engines fast. She comes down like and immediately makes it so your stuff is a little cheaper. Oh my god, I'm just now seeing the snake. If anything happens to the snake, I'm going to kill everyone and then myself. It looks so... Look at that cobra. It's so cute. It's slithering as fast as it can. It's like, ah. Bro, she at the Olympics? She about to blitz? No, 7's cool. That's fine. That's cool. Oh my god. It's not a creature. Yeah, but Sama doesn't have blue. Sama doesn't have blue. Holy alchemy. You did not kill that with coins. Sorry, I was looking at the Stone Shard Discord. If you like pixel games, if you like hard games, if you like inventory management games, it's not really inventory management, but Stone Shard's great. They just recently had one of their big updates, and it is even better. I'm just scared of the fact that a lot of artifacts are literally free with her. You're right. Yeah, that is a problem. She does cost 6. Maybe she'll be fine. And the thing is, even if she is good, the 6-mana commanders deserve a little bit. Marauding Mako. Dude, I'm here for my weird shark pirates. Single red for a 1/1 shark pirate. Whenever you discard one or more cards, put that many 1/1 counters on this creature. Cycling 2. This card's great. If you're playing the cycling deck, you want the fuck out of this card. Yeah, this seems good. This seems great. I got like nothing else to say. This card gets stronger when you discard cards. It's not just from cycling. It's like literally whenever you discard cards. If your opponent makes you discard, boom, it's bigger. If you discard, boom, it's bigger. Like, get fucked on. It's great. Voyager Glide Car. So I'm assuming one of the factions... That's a Myr. Or excuse me, a Mir. Growing 1-mana cards are usually good enough, yeah. Is this from new... God damn it, what's your fucking homeland called? Zalfir. Is this like from new Zalfir? Why would you load? Alright, God hates me. Huh. I mean, that is unmistakably a Myr. These aren't, but... Anyway, it's a single white pip for a 2/3 vehicle. With crew 1, when it enters, scry 1, tap 3 other untapped creatures you control until end of turn this vehicle becomes an artifact creature and gains flying, put a 1/1 counter on it. That seems really strong. Excuse me, what? 1 mana, it scries on ETB. It's a crew for 1, and as a crew for 1, it's a 2/3. That's reasonable right there. Tap 3 other untapped creatures you control. Until end of turn, this vehicle becomes an artifact creature and gains flying. Put a 1/1 counter on it. I'm not crazy, right? Like, that's really good, especially with creatures that have vigilance. Blah, blah, blah. Dragonstorm Arc. Teams. You can do the tapping and speak. Yep. Does it say other? It does. Okay, so you can't have this crude and tap this to use its ability. I don't There's very few circumstances where that's gonna like matter, but founded on Alakria. Small plane of the multiverse. Vast city composed of more than a dozen unique districts. Each district has a mascot called a soul that is embodied in its great beast with a soul-linked human counterpart. Oh, okay. Alakria is linked to Avishkar via a stable omen path. Avishkar is a city on Kaladesh. Wait a minute. Oh. It is no longer Kaladesh. It's called Avishkar now. That's a little annoying, but sure. Okay. Okay, it's Avishkar. Sure, okay. Alakria was visited in the first Grand Prix and sent race in the second. Team is led by blah blah blah. Populated by humans and a species of creatures called quick beasts. Take years of training, bonding. Okay, that seems very similar to the beast bonders from Ikoria. Okay. Sure. Well, Alakria and quick beasts, cool. Aether Rangers. This is the Avishkar team. Dwarves, elves, human, Vidalcan. Sure. James with Amonkhet, the racing team pro Amonkhet. The team consisted of both living and dead. Humans, Leonin, zombies. Sure. One champion of this new measure. The Amonkhet no toil, so in the future they are building. In the wake of our devastation, Amonkhet has risen again through the collective effort of the living and dead. The Amonkhet, they know that's what they were called, no toil, so in the new future they are building. They have made a conscious effort to make room for sport, leisure, and play as they raise heroes who don't swing swords in battle alongside those who do. Okay. One champion is Zahur, an undead Leonard charioteer from the Lost Era before this. Zahur leads Amonkhet racing team in the second annual interplanar alongside Basri. A crew of living and undead charioteers. Their mighty chariots are pulled by powerful undead creatures. These racers ride to win glory, bring acclaim to Naktamun, Hazret, the new gods, and the people of Amonkhet who still struggle to build a new plane of their own from the ruin of history. Sure. Spoiler alert. Sure. Cloudspire Racing Team. This is the Battle Bond team from Kylem. Sure. Co-captains, second annual, Chandra and Koladin. Sure. I don't know why Chandra's racing for Cloudspire, but whatever. The End Riders, a racing team from Gastal. They're described as nomadic apocalypse punk warriors from a dying plane. Is an abandoned wasteland plane, home of the... Oh! That's where Cool is from. Okay. Okay. I'm liking that. I'm picking up what it's putting down. Gasol was a plane outside the second shard of the 12 worlds. Fucking whatever. The meeting was interrupted by an attack from an unseen force, and the planeswalker, blah blah, was killed. Abandoned his plans. Gasol is now a dying world, crossed by mounted scavengers and nomads who roar across the permanently sunset-washed landscape, seeking rare oases to settle or raid. Sure. Via the openings of the Omen Pass, those inhabitants could begin to flee. The Omen Pass enables scorpion dragons like a Cool to travel to Thunder Junction and End Rider gangs to drive as far away from the plane as their fuel would allow them. Okay. Sure. Goblin Rocketeers. Unknown plane. Unfortunate. Guidelight Voyagers. Unknown plane. Uncanny collection of automatons captained and coordinated by a single mind, a machine that calls itself Medicant Core. The automatons of the Guidelight work like limbs of vast intelligence. They found the plane acceptable but were disturbed by their... They found the plane acceptable but were disturbed by their arrival there. The one path that transisted through essentially opened around them and deposited them upon before closing again. After a period of wandering the plane, Medicant encountered the Grand Prix. Sure. Okay, sus. Keel haulers. Unknown oceanic plane. Fuck you. Unknown plane. Fuck you, man. The speed demons from Duskmorn. Alright, well. That's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know if this is... That's a mer! That's a mer! Theoretically, the only mer we know of are Mirrodin, which means New Phyrexia, which now means Zalfir. My guy looks cool. Fearless Swashbuckler. We got a Swordfish. 1 blue-red for a 3/3 fish pirate with haste. Vehicles you control have haste. Whenever you attack, if a pirate and a vehicle attack this combat, draw 3 cards, then discard 2. That seems pretty damn good. 3/3 with the haste. Gives your vehicles haste. If a pirate and a vehicle, hey, this fulfills one of those quotas. Attacked. To draw 3 cards. You have to discard 2, but still, you're drawing 3 cards. Nope. Why did... I'm gonna move on. Full throttle. I guess Chandra's wearing loot inside of her shirt thing. Whatever. 4 dub red for a sorcery. After this main phase, there are 2 additional combat phases. At the beginning of each combat this turn, untap all creatures that attack this turn. 6 mana. 2 combat phases. People pay 5 for 1. That's a lot of combat phases. I mean, if you... This might be good and limited. Depends on how easy it is for you to, like, attack profitably. But, like, 3 combat phases is really good. It is just dead when you can't do anything with it, though. Every card is. Shut up. Count on Luck. Triple red for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Man, I can't help but notice this red card exiles things. Wouldn't it be cool if the white and black god could exile things? Man, that'd be crazy. It's a red ephemeral draw. Sure. When doesn't Chandra regret the things that she says? Cloudspire Cloudspire Sky Cycle. 2 red white for a 2/3 vehicle with flying and crew 1. When this vehicle enters, distribute... Wait a minute, I talked about this card already. How did you get here? I'm confused. Cloudspire Coordinator, I have not yet talked about. Red white for a 3/1 human pilot. When this creature enters, scry 2. Tap, create X 1/1 pilots, where X is the number of mounts and or vehicles that enter the battlefield under your control this turn. The tokens have this token saddles, blah, 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 2 or more. Yeah. Or 2 greater. The scry 2 is nice. I guess one of the things, right, is activating the ability of this card doesn't lose you crew power, right? Because you're getting a 1 power pilot that crews as if its power were 2 more than 1, which is 3. So you play a mount or vehicle, you make a thing, you haven't lost the ability to mount that thing. Or the things that you would have already had, whatever. I don't care about it. Intimidation tactics. Alright, he looks pretty cool. His head's too big for his body, but... Sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an artifact or creature card from it. Exile that card. Cycling of 3. Meh. It's possibly playable because artifacts and creatures are going to be the vast majority of the set. And if somehow you know that your opponent isn't going to have that, you can cycle it. That's probably fine in limited. Momentum Breaker. 1 in the black for an enchantment. Start your engine! When this enchantment enters, each opponent sacrifices a creature or vehicle of their choice. Each opponent who can't discards a card. Pay 2, sack this enchantment, you gain life equal to your speed. Huh. This enchantment enters. This seems what I like to call reasonable. I mean, you have a maximum of how much life you can gain. But being able to just, like, gain 4 for free, right? Because this is still just, like, it starts your engines, and it forces sacks. Like, that for 2 is already fine. It's a bad edict, but an edict nonetheless. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a bad edict per se. I wouldn't say it's a good edict. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's just like an edict with a weird bug on it. Okay, I wasn't sure if it had another art. Mindspring Merfolk. Single blue for a 1/1 Merfolk Wizard with Exhaust, X blue, tap, draw X cards, put a 1/1 counter on each Merfolk creature you control. You notably are able to activate this for 0. So you can just blue, tap it, draw nothing, and then all of your Merfolk get bigger. That's reasonable. This card seems good. Because, like, whenever... you're only ever getting a +1/+1 counter. Her Merfolk. But, like, just later on, you just draw a decent amount of cards. Seems fine. That doesn't seem fine at all. Ugly card. Have I gone through? No, I haven't. Okay. Bleach Bone Verge. That's Crested Sunmare. Okay, whatever. Bleach Bone Verge. Land, tap, add black, add white, activate only if you control a plains or a swamp. I believe, technically speaking, I want to say that this is a different cycle. I want to say it's from, I want to say it's from Future Sight, but I could be wrong. I was wrong. I thought for sure... Yeah, I knew they were like the Tainted Lands, but they're not actually the Tainted Lands. I don't know. Regardless, it's cool. Makes me sad. Yeah. Same. It's cool. You get to see the other side of it. No, this is just straight up a different. Yeah, because that's not showing where. That's fine. Whatever. That's straight up Crested Sunmare though. Okay. Yeah, it's totally Crested Sunmare. I like these cards. This will always give you black. It always comes in untapped. If you want the white, you have to have some swamp or plains in the deck. You can't just be running all cards that have no basic types. Bloodfell Caves. I'm just looking at the new art. Horrifying. It's Ron Spencer. I generally don't like Ron Spencer's art. It's too shiny for me. This is not too shiny. Bloodghast. It's a reprint. And it's kind of spooky. This is just in the set, and it has landfall. My man. Now, Wizards, continue doing this, please. I beg of you. No, cool. Bloodghast reprint. It wasn't needed, per se. You know, it's not horribly expensive, right? But it's a good card. It's a playable card. It's cool. Yeah. Blossoming Sands got new art. This, I assume, is Alacria. Very pretty. Brightfield Mustang. 3 and a white for a 3/3 horse mount. With Saddle 1. Whenever this creature attacks while settled, untap it and put a 1/1 counter on it. Oh, shit! This is a common? If you're playing the mount deck, you want this card. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, untap it, put a 1/1 counter on it? Yeah, this seems pretty damn good. It has pseudo-vigilance. Like, you are able to just attack with it. You don't get the untap or whatever. But you are able to just attack with it. But, like, early on, being able to, you know, like, make this stronger while being able to, like, block with a decent-sized card, it kind of removes the loss of needing to tap to saddle it. It's cool. Bright Glass Gearhulk. Dub green, dub white for a 4/4 construct with first strike and trample. When this creature enters, you may search your library for up to 2 artifact, creature, or enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less. Reveal them, put them into your hand. You are able to get lands with this for what it matters. They just have to be artifact or enchantments. Search your library for up to 2 artifact, creature, or enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less. It's fine. I don't love it. It's fine, though. Yeah, so far I like the others better. Artifact land say hi. Yeah, like that's the main thing I see the value in that for. Country roads, take me home to a place I belong as Virginia. Yeah, country roads. This land enters tapped unless you control a mount or vehicle. Tap it, add white, pay 1 white, tap, sack this land, create a 1/1 colors pilot token with the pilot text. Bruh, they should have a card called Take Me Home, and it's like a white instant that can return a creature to your hand, and like you gain life equal to its mana value or something like that. Take Me Home. 1 and a white instant. Return a creature you control to your hand and gain life equal to its mana value. If it's a mount or vehicle, gain twice that much life instead. Boom! Just like that, Wizards. I made a card. It's a cool land. Crypt Caller Chariot. 3 and a black for a 5/5 vehicle with Menace and Crew 2. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, create that many tapped 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. I like it. Yeah. More zombies. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Wait a minute. Okay, this looks like a normal person, but here we got a jackal and 2 black cats. Wah. Yeah, no, this is pretty sick art. Oliver Barrett. I do not know how to say that. That's 3 consonants in a row. Do not know how to say that. Yeah, no, this is cool. 4 mana, 5 power vehicle. It crews only 2. It has menace, so it it can't be chump blocked very easily, and it does make more dudes. Notably, they are tapped, but still, this isn't a once per turn or anything. This is just when you discard some stuff, you get some stuff from it. I like this card. Duretti, Rocketeer Engineer, 4 in a red for a star 5 Goblin Artificer. Duretti's power is equal to the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. Notably, he is not an artifact, which means if he's the only thing on the board, he has no power. Well, technically he has 0 power. Whenever Duretti enters or attacks, choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You may sacrifice an artifact. If you do, return the chosen artifact to the battlefield. This is similar to Goblin Welder? Goblin Welder? Something like that. They're 2 cheap goblins that allow you to, in ways, exchange artifacts from your field in your graveyard. Very overbalanced card. Choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You may sacrifice an artifact if you do. Honestly, it's probably fine. Like, yes, it does cost 5, but red is able to make a bunch of treasures. Like, notably, this is just sacrifice an artifact. It's not like you have to sacrifice a non-token artifact. You get artifact dice triggers. I'm gonna call them scrap triggers. So you get scrap triggers. You get the ETB triggers from the artifact you're bringing back. Notably, it doesn't say non-creature, so you're also able to get back artifact creatures. They do come straight to the battlefield. It is on enters and attacks, so like you are able to get immediate value when it enters. Maybe if this were like whenever you cast Duretti or Duretti attacks, but I think technically if you say, I think you technically have to say whenever you cast Duretti Rocketeer Engineer or Duretti attacks. Like, I think technically that's how you'd have to word it, but fuck, technically it's fine. I think this card is okay. I don't think the card is bad. I do think that they were very safe with this card. Why do you have something red hot that close to your fucking head, you moron? That's how you lost your legs. Wait a minute. I thought he lost his legs. I knew he couldn't use his legs. I thought they were gone. I thought he blew his legs off. Was that not true? Herbal tea. Okay, it just says unable to use his legs. I definitely thought he blew his legs off. Okay. You have to admit, this looks like he doesn't have legs. Dismal Backwater. I love that there is a statue of the Scarab God. The Scarab God is not natural. This had to have been built after the Scarab God was released. Because the Scarab, Scorpion, and Locust gods were other gods that Bolas killed and turned into Scarab, Scorpion, Locust, unless that was also changed. The doomed souls of the speed demons race in uneasy unity, each one hoping to escape their own fate. Who made this track? Like, how long? It takes a long time to do stuff like this. Whatever. Fancy magic. Who cares? Earth Rumbler. 4 and a green for a 7/6 vehicle with Vigilance and Trample and Crew 3. Exile an artifact or creature card from your graveyard. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Hey, look! It's a card that exiles things! Would it be great if a white-black card that cares about exiled cards have the ability to exile cards. Wouldn't that be cool? Fucking bullshit. I mean, it's cool. It allows you to continue to crew it even if your other stuff dies. There's Vigilance and Trample. That's pretty strong. Also looks dope here. Foul roads. Not country roads. These are foul roads. This land enters tapped unless you control a mount or a vehicle. Tap, add 1. 1 and a... This is just the white version with black. This is just country roads but black. Okay. Sure. I'm assuming if there are any more of them, they're all going to do this. They enter tapped unless you have a mount or a vehicle. You tap, add a color that they are, and then you pay 1 and that color, sack it, make a pilot. Sure. That's fine. Jungle Hollow. Muraganda, I assume? The Speed Brood never put their motives into words. They simply say that velocity is their way of life. Only by becoming speed itself can one truly understand their reason for racing. Fucking Speed Brood. Hi, baby girl. Luna, I'm almost done. Come here. I already talked about this card. Reef Roads. Yep, it's the same. Sure. River Pyre Verge. The blue-red Verge. It taps... Oh, I don't know how I like that. The Speed Brood care about velocity. Motherfucker, those are not the same thing. Right. Velocity is speed and direction? Is that right? Or is it acceleration and direction? I don't remember. I hate physics. What plane this is. Weird looking. Close enough. I'll take it. But yeah, it looks weird that red is the primary when red is on the second side. Is there a rate of change in distance with respect to time? Velocity is defined as the rate of change in displacement with respect to time. Okay. Yeah, we take those. What the hell is Fibblethip doing here? Hey, Rocky Road, let's get some ice cream. It's the pilot Mountland. Rugged Highlands. Want nothing more than push limits. I don't know what this world is supposed to be. I can't tell. Scour Barrens. This is Amonkhet. For the champions of Amonkhet, the six go beyond the victory. They race to show the multiverse that their home is not a dead plain to be mourned, but a living world just beginning to awaken. Fuck yeah, dude. I love Amonkhet so much. Sunbillow Verge. Luke saying hi to a fucking weird-ass cat. Hey! It's a big wheat field on Amonkhet. It's looking a lot better. I forgot Amonkhet had 2 sons. Swiftwater Cliffs. It's not called that, or excuse me, it's not a Vishkar. Unless a Vishkar has stopped swirling clouds, which I don't see why it would. So I don't know what this place is. Thopter Fabricator. 2 and a blue. For a 4/4 flying vehicle with crew 2. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact or token with flying. This is fine. Your DD to... Oh, they use Thopters as the cameras. Cool. I mean, it might be fine. Like, it is also, like, it is just a 4/4 with crew 2. Like, that's probably fine. And then from time to time when you get this, it's good. Thornwood Falls. Is this supposed to be a fish car? Like, this looks like Aether stuff. And this is kind of swirly, but the rest of the stuff doesn't feel as swirly as it should be. Tranquil Cove. The weird fucking robots that we don't know where they're from. There's Amonkhet. I'm glad Amonkhet's getting a lot of spotlight in this set as well. Wastewood Verge. Like, this is obviously a fish card. I just thought of something. Imagine if that new land cycle was dual-faced, with one side being gain R if you control a blank land, gain B, and the other was gain B if you control blank land, gain R. I think they would just be better than the... Yeah, they wouldn't do that because they'd just be better than the pathways. Those are pathways, but better. Spooky. Wild roads take me home. It's the place that makes clones of the pilots. We got riders. It's a song. I don't know. Willow Rush Verge. Elephant People. I'm assuming this is supposed to be a fish car. I don't know anymore. Windscard Craig. Okay. Meteor is happening somewhere. I'm not talking about these today. Oh, fuck. I forgot. I forgot we had more. Boop. 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 All right. Just make them mythic and it's Gucci? No. Defend the Rider. Single green, instant, choose one, target permanent control, gains hex, indestructible until turn, or Mega Pilot. Good card's good. Instant speed to make a dude that can... Oh yeah, I mean, like, you make a dude and you crew a vehicle that your opponent didn't think you could crew, and then you kill their shit. Or you just protect your shit. Yeah. Seems good. Autark Mammoth. I don't know what that word means. Those look like kobolds riding on top elephants. With some bone molds. 4 dub green for a 5/5 elephant mount. With saddle 5. When this creature enters and whenever it attacks while saddled, create a 3/3 green elephant creature token. Okay, never mind. Because for some reason you can saddle this with its elephant children. So it comes down as 6 mana, 8 power. If you have 2 more power, it can attack saddled because of the token it comes with. So seems reasonable. Molt Tender. That's kind of spooky, I'm not going to lie. Single green insect. It's a 1/1 and a druid. Tap, mill a card. Tap, exile a card from your graveyard. Add 1 mana of any color. Man, that'd be really cool. If the white-black card that cared about things in exile could exile things. What the fuck? March of the World Ooze. This has to be Muragandan. 3 trip green for an enchantment. Creatures you control have base power and toughness 6 and are oozes in addition to their other types. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it's not their turn, you make a 3/3 green elephant creature token. Remember, this 3/3 green elephant is actually a 6/6 ooze elephant. This has to be Muraganda. The fauna here functions as planar antibody. Because that is where the mimeoplasm is from, I believe. Actually, do we know where Two Shoes or whatever his name is from? Type line. Ooze. Legendary. Felix 5 boots. Unknown. Cool. I wish I knew. I mean, he obviously looks like the mimeoplasm, but you can make 2 oozes. You are hilarious. Possession engine. Oh no! Not my shark friends. That's not cool. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. It's gonna be turned into... It's a soul coin. Possession engine. 3 dub blue for a... Ow. 5/5 vehicle with crew 3. When this vehicle enters, gain control of target creature and opponent controls for as long as you control this vehicle. That creature can't attack or block for as long as you control this vehicle. Sure. It just crews this. Looks even more gruesome. 5 mana, 5/5. It comes in and you get to take something. Seems reasonable. Marshall's Path Cruiser. Gross. 3 generic for a 6/5 vehicle with crew 5. When this vehicle enters, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Exhaust. Wooburg. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature, put 2 1/1 counters on it. Notably, it remains an artifact creature. So 3 mana for fixing. And if you're a mad person and you decide to play 5 colors, you can turn this into a... Oh, it's 2, so you can turn it into an 8/7? Permanent-like? I got so much hair. Yeah. I'm not sure I would do it. This is the had to do it to impose. Well, technically this is the crouched version of the I had to do it to impose. This dude's mean mugging me. Cloud Spire Captain. 2 and a white for a 2/3 human pilot. Mounted vehicles you control get +1/+1. This creature saddles mounts and vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. It saddles and mounts at 4 baseline. Cool. We got a mount vehicle lord that is very good at mounting and saddling and crewing. Spot Cycle Scouter. 1 and a white for a 3/2 vehicle. Crew 1. This vehicle enters. Scry 2. I'm seeing a decent amount of just like this white thing enters scry. Very interesting. I wonder if that's to smooth out the vehicle decks, because you need the vehicles, but you also need creatures to crew them. So you want to make sure that you're able to hit those things. So that is one possibility. Cool art. Wreck Remover. That is a Gearhulk, my friend. It's also just yeeting this. 4 mana for a 3/4 construct. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard, you gain 1 life. Cycling of 2. Hey look, I found a card that you can play with your god. He said sad. Whatever. Weird stuff. Pedal to the metal. I'm upset that this does not start your engines. X and a red. Instant. Target creature gets +X/+O and gains first strike until end of turn. What happens when you put the pedal to the metal? You go fast. Is there a mechanic in Magic that indicates something is fast? Of course. First Strike. For what it's worth, technically speaking, that is one way that Wizards has flavor First Strike. However, feels like it should be haste. We all agree. It's whatever, though. Goblin Surveyor. 2 and a red for a Goblin Scout with Trample. 3/2. Start your engines. And when you're at max speed, you can pay 3, exile this card from your graveyard, and draw a card. 3/2. It does have Trample. I don't like that it has 2 toughness, but I never do. It does start your engine, and later on, it's probably fine. I don't love it, though. Boom Scholar. Those should not be lit, sir. Or madam. 1 red-green for a 3/3 Goblin Advisor. What you do? I'm just like at the dog, sorry. You silly girl. Exhaust abilities of other permanents you control cost 2 less to activate. Exhaust for 4 red-green creatures and vehicles you control gain trample until end of turn. Put 2 1/1 counters on this creature. I mean, it's a 3-mana 3/3. Like this has to be the signpost common for the red-green, which I assume is the exhaust color combination. Get your toy, baby. It becomes a 5-power creature. That seems reasonable. Creature vehicles you control gain trample until end of turn. Put 2 1/1 counters on this creature. Yeah. Seems good. Grease Wrench Goblin. Single red for a 2/1 Goblin Artificer. Exhaust of 2 in a red. Discard up to 2 cards. Then draw that many cards. Put a 1/1 counter on this creature. I am glad that a lot of these exhaust cards do get larger, because you are like losing tempo to use the exhaust ability, but your creatures are getting a little bit bigger with it. So I do appreciate that. I do like that you don't have to discard. I guess red-black is probably the discard deck, isn't it? Yeah, seems fine though. Alright, we're done. I'll talk about these some other time. My throat is killing me, dude. I am dying. Thanks for hanging out. If you only draw land, you can still do stuff. Yep. That's the same reason I really liked the 2-mana plot card from Thunder Junction, where you can sack a land or discard a card. Like One Last Heist or some shit like that. I don't remember. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully the audio was fine. I've not used OBS to stream in quite some time. I usually use slobs. So I don't fucking know. I guess that's it. I'll see y'all. What day is it? It's Thursday. Probably see y'all like Saturday to look at more. Appreciate explaining the combos. Part of the reason I enjoy the draft series is you take time to explain even when the game is finished. I like to talk about strategy. Obviously, it helps for people like you who do like that. But also, it helps you as a player get better. Like, if you're able to explain why something happened, then that does mean that you have a bit of an understanding for it. So, I do appreciate that. And I'll probably be back on Saturday, is my guess.